Let's get started. Okay. Hi, ladies. How are all of you? Thank you so much for jumping on. It has been quite a while since we have chatted. The last talk was with Kim Carver. And oh my gosh, I hope you all have shared that with your teams and your individual, whoever you want to share that with. That was such an amazing call. So please, if you haven't, you are more than welcome to do so. So going forward, I'm excited for today's call. This is kind of a 2-segment thing. Let me see if this light helps me. Ooh, okay, I might be blinded, but it makes me look better at least. Okay, so, I don't know if I can do that really. Hold on. Okay. Don't worry about that. Just does. Still helps. Okay. Anyways, I love that we're recording this right now. So we're going to get started. No worries, Sarah, you're good. So we're going to get started and we're going to talk for the first 20 minutes about recruiting. So I know this is a topic when all of you filled out your survey, this was a topic that you wanted more information on or you wanted to dig deeper. The beautiful thing is I have 2 speakers today and they're going to go about 8 minutes. And so we're going to open it up afterwards and talk about some other best practices. And so we have a little more time. I said we have 3, we have 2 today. But then on top of that, I just want all of you to start thinking of what you have done to get as far as you have got. And I say that because, the majority of you, when you filled out your survey, you did say, I'm struggling in recruiting. But I promise you, you didn't always struggle. I mean, look where you're at. Okay, so each of you have had some best practices that have gotten you very far with this, and so I don't want you to discredit or downplay yourself. Maybe you're in a season where it's not working anymore and you're trying to find something different, but I hope this strikes a lot of interest, a lot of excitement, and just an opportunity for you to open up your horizon and your vision of, okay, I can do this again. I'm completely capable. So I'm going to just go ahead and turn this over, but before doing so, please do mute yourself unless you're speaking. But then on top of it, afterwards, I'm going to finish this recording, okay? And then I'm going to open up a new recording, and it's going to be me presenting on the 80-day obsession packs. It's a lot of information, but I want to break it down because I will tell you, when I first got the content, I was overwhelmed. I was like, okay, how am I going to deliver this to you? Because I honestly, if I'm sitting down with you in a one-on-one, you'll completely shut down because you're like, Brittany, that's too much information. The beautiful thing is Kim Carver did put together a PowerPoint for us, so I'm going to go through it with you with a video, and I will be able to release a PowerPoint to you afterwards so then you can then take to your teams and present. So you have a game plan. Does that sound good? Okay, so bear with us. We're 20 minutes on recruiting, then 20-25 on the challenge pack. So maybe a little bit longer, but please stay committed if you can, and if not, you can pop off, but just please make sure you get the content and the information. Cool? Okay, so let's turn this to speaker view. I'm going to go ahead and have Brooke Orchard go first if you don't mind. Where are you, my dear?
Right here.
Woohoo! Okay, perfectly. So why don't you go ahead and speak on recruiting? What's worked for you, my dear?
Awesome. Yeah, I've been a coach for 3 years and I love recruiting. I love recruiting people to the business and helping women with financial freedom with this. I used to work full-time in speech therapy, so Beachbody is my full-time thing now. I love it, and I love helping women who are, burned out at their full-time job, want to be home with their kids more. I have 1 kid and then another on the way. So that the National Wake Up Call from Monday, if you guys haven't listened to that, that really spoke to me, the big idea. That's who I talk to. I think it's so important to have a niche that you're speaking to, your people. So that's kind of what I do. So I'm going to kind of talk about prior to recruiting and then actually inviting and recruiting, and then kind of what I do as my process for getting new coaches started and helping them get their feet off the ground. So prior to, even inviting to, a challenge group or coaching, I am really picky with who I add to my network, who I'm talking to, who I'm inviting. Year 1 of my business, I made so many mistakes of just adding all these random people to my business I wasn't even looking at their profile really, which is ridiculous. And now I have a set of qualities that I have listed out that I'm looking for. I will not add anyone to Facebook or Instagram or talk to anybody who does not fit within that look for me. That person has to be a 10 in my eyes. So adding rock stars to your network and realizing that everything has a domino effect in this business. So that's something I always keep in mind. And then when I'm inviting to the opportunity, I used to be more timid and ask questions, but now I just get straight to the point, and I am so confident with this amazing gift that I have in my hands that I just do a confident statement versus asking like a timid question. So like, for example, with my girls in my challenge group, I always invite after the first week because that's when the energy is high. And I don't really like ask them. I say, girl, you're doing amazing in the challenge group. Like, if you love the group, you would love coaching, I'm going to get you added to our Teams Coach Sneak Peek that starts on Monday. You're cool with that. Just like really confidently putting it out there, maybe listing some reasons why they would be awesome, things that stick out to me personally with them. And I just invite confidently with energy, enthusiasm, and passion and emojis. I might even do a voice message just so they can hear my heart, because women thrive off of emotion, you know, and just feeling your heart. So, and yeah, so I follow up. I do the Coach Sneak Peek with my team. That was something I always used to do by myself. And I'm sure you guys have realized that you try different things to see what works, what doesn't work. And I think as long as we're trying something for an extended period of time, giving it a true chance, we can really determine what works and what doesn't work. And knowing that we're going to make those mistakes. I love doing Team Coach Sneak Peeks because I feel like a lot of people can see our team culture and the energy. And it also allows a couple of my girls, I pick 2 new coaches every single month to do the Coach Sneak Peek with me. So that way it's allowing them to build their leadership skills, their confidence. And it also gives people the chance to see that there's numerous people in this business. We're not a one-size-fits-all company. So they get to see their viewpoints. So I have people plug into that. We go live for one day on a Monday night, and we go back-to-back live videos for like 20 minutes each. So it's like an hour long, and we each split up different things in the business about mindset needed, how to make an income, the top 7 to 10 fears that people have and how we overcome them, who we're looking for in a coach, who we're not looking for, you know, just things like that we talk about. And I follow up with my prospects, my challengers, whoever's joining the Coach Sneak Peek with a follow-up phone call. I found that when you do phone calls, you get people to join a lot faster, where if you're depending on people to watch the video or even show up, you'll see them in your dreams. I mean, people are always going to find a reason to, you know, not have time to watch it. Oh, I forgot. So setting that follow-up phone call and letting them know it's going to be 15 to 30 minutes going over any questions that you have from the Coach Sneak Peek. Also, I'll have some questions for you to see if this is a good fit. So I'm not just, you know, coming across desperate. Like, I really want to know if this is going to be a good fit for you. It's kind of like an interview process for me. On that call, I get really passionate. I ask them questions. I focus on them, and that takes the pressure off of me. So they can hear my voice, because people, again, thrive off of emotion and that confidence within yourself. You have to believe in your opportunity and yourself before anybody can believe in themselves and what you have to offer. So I also invite anyone who expresses a need. Maybe someone hasn't necessarily done a challenge group yet, but they keep on giving me financial objections. I'm going to confidently say, okay, girl, like, I need to give you this opportunity. I know this is kind of out of left field, but you know, every time we talk about a challenge group, I know that finances are a tough thing for you. You should totally join my team, and I can help you get your investment back within the first 30 days if you're willing to do the work, like whatever you want to say. But I also make sure they're doing a challenge group along with starting up coaching. I don't ever get people started up with coaching and then not do the challenge group or kind of half-ass it, because they need to experience the bread and butter of our business, challenge groups, getting results, building passion, confidence, belief, and trust in the products, in me, in our team. So I make sure I simultaneously do those things if I am getting someone added to coaching who hasn't done a challenge group yet. And I'm constantly talking about, you know, the opportunity on social media vaguely and very intensely, just kind of adding a little mixture. But I'm daily talking about my team or the coaching opportunity or the challenge groups in some way, shape, or form, big or small. And just, I like the term breadcrumbing. That's really how I do things. And I always let people know, like, you know, I do some sort of call to action in some sort of way, so that I'm talking to numerous people. I realize that, you know, just because one person has heard me or seen my post doesn't mean all the other people have. And plus, I'm adding new people to my network constantly. So they need to constantly be seeing my stuff too. People need numerous exposures. So my process for a new coach, I have them, obviously get signed up, get added to our private Facebook group, our team page, and I have them complete a new coach checklist, which is in our team website. And I also have, files broken down into categories on our team website, so they can just print off the files there. And then I also have them complete a 5-day action step group. And this has been vital in my business because it forces them to get out of their comfort zone, take action. They have to post proof of completion after they watch my video for that day, and then post below, the post that they did for that assignment. And I run that bi-weekly. And then I also make sure that they are setting up a GSR call with either me or their upline coach. And one thing that I really want to start implementing that Christina Solins, my upline, talked to me about on a one-on-one call 2 weeks ago is inviting your coaches to the GSR call. So maybe doing a Zoom call with your new coach and telling your new coach, hey, this is how I do trainings. I invite our team to watch so that they can see how I do things so that they can learn how to do it for themselves and their team, and that creates duplicacy. I've not done that yet because I literally just talked to her about it, but I'm excited to do that and allow people to see how passionate I get and how confident I am on those calls. And then I do a monthly push to Emerald group that runs for 7 days. And then I also do a bi-monthly dash to Diamond group. And so I'm just running that like clockwork and focusing on the people who want to run with this thing. So that's what I have.
No, that was amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Let's open it up just for any questions that you have for Brooke. So go ahead and unmute yourself, please. Really? Was that amazing? You wanted to ask any questions?
I have a question. So what on your push to Emerald and your push to Diamonds, what do you guys do in those groups? Like what is like the tasks or whatever that you have them do?
Yeah, I recently just started the push to Emerald group. So, everything's trial and error in this business, I feel like, but I really try not to reinvent the wheel. Like the Dash to Diamond group is the Emerald to Diamond training from the coach online office. That's what I'm using for that. And then also sprinkling in my own stuff. We're posting our completed power hour every single day. In my team page on Facebook, up at the top, I have daily to-do list and monthly goals on average. So people know what to do in their business every single day. And so they're posting their numbers, at the end of the day when they've completed it. They also post their favorite personal development quote from their reading and just any wording that helps the team, any objections they're coming across, just having it be like an accountability group, kind of like a challenge group, just to be supportive of each other. And then the push to Emerald group, I'm sort of incorporating a little bit of the coach basics too. So maybe something that wasn't covered in the 5-day action step group right away, they'll get into the 7-day push to Emerald, and I'm going to cover more of the coach basics training that's in the coach online office as well, and just tweaking it however I want.
Hey, Brooke, it's Whit.
Hi.
Hey, can you give us an example of like a few of your 5-day right when they get started? What are some of their action steps?
Yes. So I have them, like their first day is their like coming out story as a coach. And I make sure in this video that I'm letting them know, don't be blasting Beachbody, don't be blasting products, just really open up about your experiences, your beliefs, your successes, your struggles prior to Beachbody, how Beachbody helped you and who you're trying to help and what your mission is, and doing like a call to action post for their upcoming challenge group. And then like day 2 is all about posting on social media, how to continue on with that. Just mainly focusing on the vital behaviors. Day 3 is building relationships, adding to your network, how to do that. And day 4 is inviting. And I'd have to look through exactly, but it's just mainly the vital behaviors, talking about personal development. Personal development has its own day because that's just so huge to me. So just kind of breaking it up for them and forcing them to take action so that by the end of the week, they know exactly what they need to do every single day of this business and just rinse and repeat it. It's just simplifying what they should be doing every single day.
Love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, any last questions? I don't think so. Okay, I love it.
Hey,
Thank
I
you,
have a quick
Brooke.
question.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
quick question. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was changing rooms and walking with my computer and keeping dogs away, and I think I missed part of what did you say about you won't even talk to anyone who's not in your tribe. Can you elaborate on that? Like, how did you niche that down, and who have you defined to be? There you are. You moved across. There you are, Brooke. Who have you were over here and now you're over there on my screen. And so, like, how have you culled that down, and can you speak to that a little bit, and how many conversations like how are you finding those people? Is it just through your Instagram and hashtags and all that stuff?
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so loaded. I would say, like, on Instagram, I do the hashtags, like I search for hashtags. I love working with moms. Not to say I won't work with anybody else that's not a mom, but I definitely love going into Facebook groups that are geared towards moms, adding those people to my Facebook. And then on Instagram, same thing, searching for hashtags that are related to moms, and just making sure my hashtags are speaking to those people as well. And whenever I am just prospecting, adding to my network, I make sure that their profile picture is a really big, happy smile. Maybe they're with their family. Like, first impression is huge for me. I do kind of judge a book by its cover initially. And, some people might not agree with that, but I want someone who looks happy and positive and like a go-getter. That's kind of in my mind. I can kind of get that vibe. I don't know if everyone else feels the same or can tell based off of looking at pictures. I look at their posts, their previous 10 posts, to see if they're a positive person, what they're posting, if they're even on social media very much. I don't really like to add people who constantly share those spammy articles and recipes and like videos of cats. I don't know, I'm kind of picky with that. But definitely just looking for moms for me. And for you guys, it's going to look different based on your story and what you've been through and your experiences. So I don't know. There's so much I could talk to you about that. It's hard to really narrow down.
No, that was amazing. And I really, truly believe if somebody isn't magnetic to you, they're not going to be magnetic to others. And so really take a look at what you want to portray within your business. So I love that you touched on that. Thank you, Ellen, for asking that. That's awesome. Anything else before we move on to Christi? Okay. Thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Christi Silbaugh, why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and get started.
Okay, hey guys. I too have been coaching a little over 3 years, and I'm going to be completely transparent here and tell you that 99.99999% of my business is on Instagram. I really am not a Facebook fan, and so I don't want to recruit on Facebook because I really am only on Facebook for my team page and like the groups that I run on Facebook for those that need those type of groups. I actually run most of my business with free groups in regarding to recruiting. I will also tell you that 75% of my business is recruiting, and I'm working more at trying to get it 50-50. That's been a learning curve for me, but I, like Brooke, completely only talk to people who I am attracted to or are in my tribe. I look for people who are already doing the job. So for me, what that means for me is probably different than it means for Brooke. So for me, it means, are they posting yoga pictures? I'm a huge yogi. So, and that, like, yoga saved my life. And so that's what I talk about a lot. And so that's what I want on my team. Obviously I have non-yogis on my team too, but I would tell you probably 90% of them are yogis. I look to see if they are positive, if they have any negativity or like, FML or talk about their sicknesses all the time. I just don't even if they are giving me a lot of love, I just don't really want that in my life. I'm a cancer survivor, and like, I have zero tolerance for negativity. And are they posting sweaty selfies if they, or are they posting healthy food? Like, if they're already doing the job, that's what I'm looking for, because that's going to make it a really easy transition. So my forming is kind of fast. I actually send them love and acceptance. Everybody wants to be loved and accepted. That's like what really everyone wants. And so I actually like send them a little image. It changes all the time, but because I make a list. First of all, I'll screenshot. I use my little pockets of time. I'm going to the bathroom. Someone likes my post. I look at them. Oh, they're awesome. I screenshot it, and then I'll form a list. So I kind of do the Eric Worre, like recruit 20 people in 30 days type method. I do it in batches. So I do that because when they join at the same time, they get power posses. They end up competing a little bit against each other, which is in a good way, you know, like, oh, so-and-so went Emerald, I want to go Emerald, you know, how do I do that type thing? But like, for instance, like an image I sent today to somebody, I said, you're beautiful, unique, chosen, loved, and set apart and accepted. Because like, and I said, thank you so much for spreading light and love, like on my post today. Because that's the other thing too. Are they already giving you attention? Are they already seeing you? Like, people are like, I don't know how to find people. I'm like, well, look at all your contacts. Look who's giving you hearts and love. And if you're posting like you should be getting engagement. And it doesn't even necessarily mean that they're commenting. If they're just even liking or looking at your stories and you see them, then you already know they see you. And so if they're doing the same thing I'm doing, which is trying to spread light and love and positivity, you know, I just tell them, thank you for making a difference, basically. And so then I only start conversations with those that respond to that. If someone doesn't respond, I really don't, because that usually means they're not open to talking, or they're overly worried or overly cautious, and I don't really have time for that either. So, you know, when we start the conversation, like usually I wake up to a bunch of, thank you so much, you just made my day, because all I did was give them positivity. I'm not coming at them with, you should be a coach or anything like that. And then I'll just say, that makes me so happy, you know, I hope you have a fantastic day. I don't carry on the conversation that moment. I use a week or two to go to their pages, give them love, see what they're posting, making sure there's someone I want on my team. And that might sound like a lot of work, but it's really not, because I'm only doing it with the people who've already responded. So I give love on their pictures and stories and just let them know I see them. And then what I do is I do what I call flipping the switch. That day, I'll have given them love on their pictures, and I'll just be, you know, you are so awesome. I just have to ask, have you ever thought about making an income from your posts? That's it. I don't elaborate. I just ask them, you know, have you thought about it, you know? And some people will immediately say, I don't want to at all. Like, this is my like space to, you know, just heal and whatever. And that's fine, because I don't want people who don't want me. I'm only looking for people who want me. I'm not somebody who's going to try to convince. However, a lot of those people watch me for a year, and then a year later, they're like, hey, maybe, you know, I don't write them off. There's still somebody positive. So I'm like, score, I got a new positive warrior in my life, and I need that. So that's it. Like, after, if they say yes, or send me information, or I'm curious a lot of times, or I don't know, I simply follow up with, my team and I made an awesome little glimpse movie about what it is to be a coach. If you could take some time to look at it, I'd love to chat with you after. And almost, you know, some people won't respond. Most of the time they do. Sure, I'll look at it. And then it is follow up, tap, 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 tap again. Like, you just, you know, have you had a chance to watch it yet? If you didn't, here's the link again, because they may have deleted the conversation or whatever. I mean, I have, you know, people who, you know, months later, oh yeah, I finally watched it and I'm ready. You know, so you don't ever, people assume too much if they don't hear back, or that they don't immediately, they think, oh my gosh, no, it's a no, I'm not going to bother them anymore. Look, if they say no, don't bother me, or no, I'm not interested, or they block you, then obviously they're not interested. But I really don't get that too much. I like to say I get like one bad egg out of every like 200. And honestly, I don't even respond. I just block, because I don't need negativity. And that's their problem, not mine. So, you know, after the glimpse, after they watch it, I try to get on the phone with them. Just like Brooke was saying, like, it's more effective for them to hear the passion in my voice. Sometimes they can't. Sometimes they're still skeptical. And so I'll use the video chat feature on Instagram so they can see my face and I can answer their questions that way rather than texting back. And then once they get started, I have what's called a badge system. I will share that in the thread. When we're done, I'll just go to the thread and share it. But I made basically like, most I don't know. I'm one of those people that I found, the reason why I came up with this is like I listened to Audible and I found myself checking my stats to see what badges I'd earned. And I'm like, hey, if I do that, then maybe other people will do that. And it really has been effective with my team. So I've made I have a quick start badge, I have a social butterfly badge, and it basically walks them through the steps that they need to do. And they have to do their quick start and a getting started right with me before they do a challenge with me. And I always, always, always do a challenge with them. And like I said, my challenges are probably look a lot different than you guys, and so I'll explain. But basically I get like 3 or 4 of my new coaches at once and I do a challenge with them. So I'm already working with 3 new coaches and myself, and those end up being usually a power posse or success partners. So because they get to know each other, they're working together already. And we do free yoga challenges. That's my vibe, that's my jam. That's actually how I got started in yoga when I had cancer. And so we do challenges that explain posts. Now, for those of you who are thinking, oh, I'm not a yogi, I can't do that. There are free picture challenges, there are free cooking challenges, there are read a book challenges, there are quote challenges, there are journaling challenges. I mean, pick a challenge. Instagram is 100% about it. Like, challenges are everywhere on Instagram. And so what happens is people join because we get sponsors, we do cross promotion. So like I will reach out to, a legging company that's brand new. Like usually it's little moms at home that are sewing leggings and trying desperately to get a start. And I'm like, hey, would you like to sponsor our challenge? I usually sponsor the challenge with Shakeology or one of our other, I'm an author, so I have a book or whatever, but there's prizes. So people want to join these free challenges. They learn about yoga for a week or 10 days. Most of mine are 10 days. And at the end, we pick winners, like, who participated, who did well, and they'll get a little prize. And if you don't have companies, you can get cute little prizes or make them yourself or whatever. I mean, it's not hard. You don't have to have companies. The great thing about cross promotion is that's what's grown my Instagram so much, because the companies repost the pictures. They want that. And so it gets your name out there more, which gets you more followers and gives you more, people look up to you more, like, gives you, I don't know what the word is, but so that's what we do. And they can't do that challenge with me until they've done their getting started right and their quick start badge. And then basically while we're going through that challenge, it's usually that's what they get that all done, that first thing done in like their first 7 days. They're getting started right call with me and their quick start. So we start planning a challenge. And during that time I have kind of I get more time with them. We're talking in a thread, we're planning the challenge, we're posting together. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It seems like it might, but for me, I'm a yoga teacher. So I only teach online, meaning on Instagram. But I have taught in classes all over and stuff, but I just don't do that anymore. But it's just been a super easy, it's an easy, way to get them into it. And the thing is some people will be like, oh, well, yoga isn't Beachbody. Well, we do have yoga and we do promote the yoga challenge all the time, but most people who are yogis are but concerned and aware of the need to eat healthy. When you're in yoga, you have this awareness that, it all starts with you, and what you do and what you put in comes out. So that's basically my system. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Thank you, Christi. What questions do you have for her?
Christi.
Hey.
Amy. So I feel like I've asked different people this question before, and I feel like it's kind of just different across the board as far as following up with people, like how often, how much, because I know I've heard some people that are like, oh, I do twice and then the ball's in their court and, I don't go. And then I've heard other people, they're like, I follow up like continually because for whatever reason they do. And I kind of go back and forth on this one, especially when I remember one time you told me, Christi, you're like, my goal is to get people to come to me. Like my goal, I want people to make the first move, not me. Right. Like I love it when they come to me first and they're like, hey, and so then I feel like I can more be like, hey, like following up, but what's your process for that? Is it the same for everybody? Is it different if they are like just flat out not even responding to you versus like maybe they just are like, hey, I still haven't looked at it yet. What do you do with that?
Okay. So if they're not responding to me, so you know, if you've, I don't know how many of you've heard Eric Worre or listened to, I highly recommend it. But, you know, the average time it takes for someone to say yes is 5 times. It takes a person in anything, not in just in this business, but usually people have to be asked 5 times before they take the leap. That's just, I don't know why, but that's what the average is. And so if someone's not responding, it's 5 times. And for me, I tap them back. If they haven't responded, it's once a month when I'm doing my group recruiting. Like, hey, it's been another month. I'm hoping you're ready to da-da-da-da-da. You know, like it's just kind of a candid. And once I flip that switch, like everything's authentic up until the time I flip that switch, and then it's just, I have it, boom, here, paste this. If they respond, boom, paste this. I don't have to have like type out these long conversations because and so I have different responses. You know, it is different. You know, I know for some people, they're still in their warm market. This process right here is 100% my cold market. After 3 years, I have no warm market. So, you know, I definitely, if somebody says, you know, I get a lot, hey, I'm ready, I'm in, and then they go radio silent. I don't know if you guys get that, but I do. And so usually they're scared, it's fear, you know, all that stuff. So I'm listening to personal development that's speaking to me so I can then speak to them. Putting my positive mindset on 100%, it makes or breaks what happens as far as recruiting. Like I have to fill my tank, know that I'm a badass, know that if they're negative, that's their problem. Because every once in a while, you know, reach out and they're like, I'm done, don't, you know, and I'm like, fine, that's great. You said no. If someone says no, I will not go back to them, but I will still give them love. If someone's a no, I'm not going to try to pressure them into anything. But usually are like, I don't know if that, you know, I try to hear what it is that they're struggling about. And of course, a lot of times it's money, but you know, I let them know that really it's free, right? You eat anyway, right? Like you have to eat anyway. And can you get a meal for $4? Like I have my own little things that I say. But yeah, I definitely, and I do think it's awesome when some people come to us, but the market has changed. So I can tell you like in the last, I don't know, several months, I'm not getting too many people just hopping at me. However, I see them liking my call to action, but breadcrumbing, like Brooke said, I constantly am breadcrumbing in a vague way. So if people are asking me about it, or if it starts planting the seed so that when I talk to them, it's not a huge surprise. But yeah, I mean, I am a huge Grant Cardone fan, and he has the Closer's Guide, Closer Survival Guide. I recommend that. And honestly, I'm still learning. Like I'm learning that closing process with the sales part, like new customers part, because I've always been really good. Honestly, the first year of this business, majority of my business, I mean, I went diamond in 28 days. I had so much recruiting. I was averaging like 10 new coaches a month easy. And then, you know, it slowed down because my warm market stopped and I had to learn. So it's just learning, constantly learning and diving into what it is you're struggling. If you're struggling in an area, get a book on that area for sure.
Amen to that one. Love it. Okay. Any last questions for Christi? That was awesome. Thank you so much.
I have kind of like, I'm afraid to ask a stupid question, but this is Joy. Sorry, my video is off. Anyway, I'm curious, you said you run your challenges primarily on Instagram, and I've never seen a challenge on Instagram. Are you just posting in your normal feed, like challenges and people who participate? Is that what it looks like?
Yeah, so if you want, you can go stalk me. I'm at Mom What's for Dinner. You don't have to follow me or anything, but just to see what I'm doing. If you just type in the hashtag Instagram challenge, it's going to blow your mind. Like there are millions. I mean, all over the place. Bored housewives looking for something to do. And, you know, so yeah, we do water challenges on there sometimes. I actually don't anymore, but when I first started, I would do the little free challenges, you know, that kind of thing on there as well. But because I just stopped and I do only what really I want to do, instead of, because I wanted to bring the fun back into it. And the things I do, like the yoga challenges, the whole premise behind them is to get you to your mat. You have to take the picture, you have to post the picture of the pose. It gets you to your mat. So, and that's, you know, a lot of people, even yogis included, struggle with getting to their mat. So yeah, look up the challenges on there, look up yoga challenge on there. I do run, like when I have customers, I have the Facebook group, I have, you know, my leaders and I run an ongoing, and I also, like when 80 Day Obsession comes out, of course I'll run that. When I did Shift Shop, I ran that on Facebook. So it's because I don't want everyone to see that. I don't want to give that away. That's valuable lot of work. But the free challenges are to engage and attract your tribe.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Teresa, did you still have a question, hon? You're good? Okay, and everybody's laughing over your bored housewives. I think we all agree we could use that for a minute or two. Okay, well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate each of you for staying on, staying committed. I know it's been a little bit longer of a call, but holy crap, the nuggets. So I hope.
Hey, Britt, I got one more question. Sorry. It's what? Christi, when you said you send them a team video, did you guys make one, or is it like a Zoom recording of your sneak peek, or et cetera? What kind of thing does that look like?
I'm going to be honest, because I don't like Facebook. I don't really have a great, we've done the sneak peeks on Facebook, and just because of me and obviously the people I attract aren't huge on Facebook, so this just wasn't working for me. I used kind of the same outline, but what I did is I picked some of my leaders, my diamonds, and we each covered a subject. And yeah, we have an awesome video. I can share it with you guys in the thread too. I'll just send you the link. But yeah, we made a video, and it's 20 minutes. So we cut it down to, because we originally had a 45-minute one, and I was struggling getting people to watch the whole thing. And so we cut it down. And yeah, it covers all the bases, so that when I follow up with them, I'm not having to have the same conversation over and over again. That was drawing the fun out of it. I've been really working at trying to make sure this is fun, and it's going to be fun and duplicatable for my team. And so we also can splice in a new coach, their face in there saying something, so if they want to send the video out when they're recruiting, their face is in there as well.
Brilliant. Thank you.
We would love to see that. Okay, so let's close this call here. Thank you, ladies, so much for participating. Lots of notes, and so diverse, so different in both of the ways that you do it, but it works great for each of you. So I hope you are able to take some of those nuggets, really put it towards your business, also help your existing coaches and new coaches that are coming into this business to really, what they focus on, how they're going to obviously start recruiting. But thank you. I appreciate you ladies taking the time on doing that. So I'm going to end this recording.